Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer Sneeden, founder of Thriving Therapy Practice, an online practice building strategist, and I am here today to talk to you about your most frequently asked online marketing questions. I'm actually pretty excited about this video because it's the first time I've let you choose the content. So for all of you that submitted questions, things that you wanted me to talk about, thank you for that. I've chosen 3 of what I think are really powerful representative questions that I'm going to talk about here today. And I've also created a great little cheat sheet for you that you can get by clicking the link on this page. It's a little tip sheet that goes along with this. So as you're listening to the video, it'll be a great place to get all of the information. I've included some little bonus tips that I probably will not talk about specifically here. So click, get your copy of that, and you can follow along as we go in the video. So I have some notes here. You'll see me looking up and down so that I can make sure that I don't forget anything. But most of your questions were around either social media, tracking results, and let's just jump right in. The first question that I want to talk about is, what are the best social media tools for getting clients? And this question I get asked a lot. So I'm not attributing this to any one specific person because it's something that I know a lot of you want to know. So there's 2 parts to this. The first part is the social media platform where you are active depends on your clients. Now, for most of you, for 99.9% of you, your clients are going to be on Facebook, and Facebook just makes sense. I mean, it is the big behemoth of social media. And in certain cases, I do recommend Twitter, I do recommend LinkedIn, but for the vast majority of you, your clients are on Facebook, and that's where you need to be. Do not make the mistake of trying to do all the platforms all at once. That is going to be a disaster. I can tell you from personal experience as well as from the experience of many of my clients, you need to choose one and get really proficient in it, connect in with your clients, and then you may want to leverage that into other social media platforms, but that may not even be the case. Many of my clients, Facebook is it for them. They don't have to go outside of there, and they've built that client flow and that audience that they're looking for. But see, the other part of this is the underlying premise of the question about getting clients from Facebook is a little bit antiquated. 2 years ago, even maybe a year ago, I would teach strategies how to get clients on Facebook. And those days are gone. So if you're using Facebook as a way to get clients, you're probably going to be very frustrated. I've worked with therapists who have spent thousands of dollars. One woman spent $1,000 over the course of 60 days and did not get a single client out of it. Facebook is an important step in the process, but you cannot expect Facebook to be the entire process. They are cutting our grass here today, so if you hear the lawnmower in the background, I apologize about that. But Facebook is a very important part of the process. Social media, for you, it may not be Facebook, but it probably is. But think of Facebook as opening the conversation. This is the first date, and it's not appropriate on the first date to try to jump in bed with somebody, right? You don't even know them yet. And it's a real turnoff when somebody tries to do that. So think of Facebook as opening the conversation and look for ways to open conversation with your clients, to engage them, clients and potential clients. And that is going to be where you get that flow. See, there's a whole process. You enter the conversation in social media, you move them into relationship with you, and you nurture them to the point at which they become clients. Social media is a very important step, but it no longer is a standalone step for most of you. So I'm really glad that you asked that question. I sense some frustration in the way some of you worded it. And so think of whether you're trying to make Facebook be the end all and be all for you. And if that's the case, then yes, you're going to be frustrated with the results. Okay, question number 2. Oh, this comes from Maureen. She says, I feel like I'm walking through uncharted territory. What is the 101? And I loved this question because I have been living this stuff for a number of years, and I sometimes forget that it's really important to get the basics down. So let's talk a little bit about the basics and pick one thing, get really good at that, and then expand on. Understand that this is all going to change. The online marketing strategies that I taught a year ago, I don't teach those anymore because that's not what's working right now. Even some of the things that we were doing 6 or 8 months ago are not really that effective anymore. So understand that when you're using online marketing to attract clients and to build your practice, this is all a work in progress. Pick one thing, whether it's social media, whether it's your website, whether it's online marketing, whether it's blogging, whether it's directory listings. Pick one thing that gets your time and energy. Get really good at that. Get that piece working for you. And now you can add something else into the mix. And now you have two things that are working. And now add something else into the mix. If you're trying to get your directory listing fine tuned, your website built, your blog written, your social media updated, your YouTube channel created, you're not going to have any luck with any of them. Pick one place that you want to start, get that working for you, and then expand beyond it. And if you are totally and completely unsure where to start, I believe the best starting place is with a blog. Get content out there. Content for us as psychotherapists, it is the best way to position yourself in the marketplace as a trusted authority. You can start a blog for free. One of the I think it's Therapy Tribe, therapytribe.com. If you have a directory listing with them, they'll give you a free blog, and it is a piece of cake to use, and they even promote it for you. So if you are really starting at ground zero, I would say get a blog up and running. And if you don't even have a clue of how to get a blog, go out and put it on your therapytribe.com directory listing, and it'll be a great way to start getting recognition and to be positioning yourself. So that's my little 101 tip. And then the third question, oh, this is another really good one. And this is a question I wish more people asked me. This question comes from Autumn, and she asks, how can I tell if I'm spending energy in the wrong direction? So all online marketing, I actually believe all marketing that you do, period, for your practice needs to be what's called direct response marketing, meaning for every dollar you invest, you're seeing the return. If I invest $1 and I get $100 back, that's a great return on investment. But if I invest $100 and I get $1 back, something is terribly wrong. So ultimately, you have to be, when you're engaged in online marketing, you've got to be tracking your results. You've got to be watching what's working and what's not working. This is a test process. And if you're thinking that it's either working or it's not working, that's only part one. If it's not working, then you say, okay, part two, let me test and see what's going to change next. On the tip sheet that you can download, you can click on this link and download it. That tip sheet is going to give you the specific metrics that you should be tracking. I'm not going to go into each of them in the video, but make sure that you're paying attention to all of those, because if you're just monitoring whether you're getting client calls, that's at the end of the day the most important thing. But there are a lot of steps along the way that you need to be paying attention to. So if any of these little pieces of the puzzle are missing, you're not going to be getting the client calls. The client calls are the result. So you're going to be tweaking the variables along the way to get there. So get that download, get the tip sheet, and find out what those variables are that I recommend. And this is, when you're testing marketing, you don't want to jump ship too quickly. You want to give it about 30 days. That's really, to me, the golden number. If you try something and you're not getting results in 30 days, it's time to revamp. It's time to mix it up. And I know that there's a lot of you put a website up 2 years ago, and really it's been kind of neglected and a little bit lonely since then. 2 years is not okay to wait in the online marketing world. In 30 days, you will know whether something is working or not. And if it's not working the way you want it to, now you test, now you revise, now you revisit. Don't leave it out there spending a lot of money in the wrong direction. Don't wait 3 days either, because things take a little bit of time to mature in there. Most of the time, I'm recommending, when I'm beginning to work with a client, I'm generally recommending that they scale back on their online paid advertising. And I know that seems kind of counterintuitive, but often what's happening is somebody has put an online marketing strategy in place. Or, excuse me, I don't mean to say that. They've put an online advertising strategy in place, but they don't have the rest of the marketing funnel built. And so they're getting these potential clients coming to them through their ads. Sometimes this is $300 or $400 a month worth of paid advertising, and they're not getting the client calls that are coming from it. So if you're not getting the results, it's not about dumping more money into AdWords or creating another Facebook ad campaign, because doing more of what's not working is not going to work. It's about taking a step back and looking strategically at all of the pieces of the puzzle. There are 4 pieces. I'm going to do that in a separate video to share with you what the 4 pieces of the online marketing puzzle are, and putting them all in place. So I am so glad for everybody that submitted a question to this. I want you to go out and have fun and play around. If you're going to play somewhere, start with a blog. If you're already on Facebook, work on getting that engagement. And when you're doing online marketing, give it 30 days. Don't wait too long. Don't cut it off too quickly. But if you're not getting results, stop it, experiment, try something new, and see what comes next. So grab the tip sheet. You can click that by the button on the blog post. I'm also releasing a free 3-part video training series called How to Attract a Steady Stream of Clients Online. And that just recently launched. I've gotten some great feedback on it. So if you haven't watched that yet, click the free video link that is below this, and make sure that you grab a pencil and take some notes, because there's a lot of stuff that I could not get to here that is included in that video training. So thanks, everybody. Bye.